Welcome to Black Ice, or as I like to call it, my own personal hell. And today we'll be playing La France.
There. How do I look?
Like a cheap French harlot.
French?
So you guys always say, Bitter Steel, you win too much. You always win. So of course, we're gonna be playing France. This nation is pretty much set up for you to lose. It is horrible, it is terrible, and it's so very French. Let's just see why France is the... Oh, that's an Eiffel Tower. Nice. Let's see why La France is so bad, huh? There we go. Yes, it starts out by yelling at me that I should turn Iron Man mode off. Fine. Maybe next time. So, we got an army. We got an army. An army. 70 divisions. Let's just group them up near Paris and figure out who is doing what, huh? And we have a pretty massive focus tree. Now, all of it's locked until we go through the motions. So the only thing we can do is promise economic renewal. Bit of an explanation why France is this bad. Because in base game, France can be pretty powerful. You have a reasonably solid economy, as do we, 128 civs. It's not the most, but it's usable. Unfortunately, we're using like 81 of those for consumer goods. Yeah. And military factories, 54. Not great. Kind of bad, but yeah, that's not the worst of it. First off, the naval tree is irrelevant. Victors of the Great War. Not only does it make it extremely difficult to research doctrines, and we're gonna need a lot of doctrines, it also makes our entire army terrible. We have that lovely disjointed government. In this case, it doesn't make us surrender more quickly. No. It just makes everything awful. It makes it almost impossible to keep this country reasonably stable, as it hits you everywhere it hurts. No stability, no war support, no daily political power. You will play France and suffer for it. We are protected by the Maginot. Yeah, sorry about that. I got overwhelmingly Frenched. Yeah, more negatives, a lot of negatives. And on top of that, a stagnant economy. Our weekly stability right now is minus 1.2%. We lose more than 1% of our stability every week. We do have an air force. I'll group that up by disbanding it and reorganizing. And we have a sizable navy, though it is mostly outdated, if I'm honest. I'm thinking let's just concentrate it near Marseille for the Mediterranean, because I'm not afraid of the German navy. I'm pretty sure the British will shield us from German shenanigans. It's the Italian navy that I am more or less worried about, but that is not for now. I'm going to want to build civilian factories, and I'm going to want to build them somewhere the Germans won't immediately steal them. So I'm not going to be building in places like Champagne, Pas-de-Calais, maybe in Alsace, because like the Maginot's here. I doubt that's going to be one of the first places that's going to fall, but never know. Production. So first off, let's see what we need. Everything. We'll need machine guns, yes. We'll need infantry equipment, obviously. Mortars, yes. Anti-tank, yes. I might want mountain artillery, but I don't think I can afford to diversify that much. So they'll have to settle for just regular old artillery. Yeah, I'm not going to be using mountaineers extensively, I think. Let's take a look at the mountaineer template. Oh my word, that's massive. Holy shit, that's huge. Maybe we'll just keep a little bit of mountain artillery in the back pocket. Light artillery, yes, I'll need more of that, honestly. Like a lot more of that. In short, I need everything that's in the queue, including uniforms, and I'll still make... The French army in 1936 is equipped with World War I uniforms. Why? Garrison equipment. So pretty much everything that is currently in the queue will need to be produced. And we'll need to produce not insignificant amounts of it. I don't need that much cavalry horse equipment. I need more horse transports. Don't need that many motorcycles, light vehicles. Yes. We'll pretty much just produce what's being produced, and then we'll do some cutting. God, I'm getting rid of all of it. The Charbon gets to be yeeted. It's not that great. And I'll keep making a couple of these D2s. Not too many, but a couple. Then for the air fighters, yes. Bombers, no. Interceptors, my heart says yes. My brain says you can't afford that. You can't afford 2 lines. So we really don't have great prospects here. I just think we're being set up for failure. I don't see us producing our way into a better army this way. So I'll spy a little on Germany because I know what's coming. And then research. If you haven't played Black Ice yet, this is also very different. Instead instead of just having like your 3, your 4, your 5 slots that can do anything, you have more slots, but with major downsides being that, except for the first 2, these slots are all tied to very specific types of research. These can only do infantry equipment and artillery, this can only do tanks, this can only do airplanes, this can only do naval stuff. And beyond that, they're also tied to provinces. So for instance, the naval stuff is in Brittany. If I ever lose the province that has it, I lose the research center. If I lose the research center, I cannot interact with this one anymore. So you have to defend them. I'm bound to lose at least a few. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Why aren't you subscribed? Go ahead, click that button. Click it. Good. Now click the like button. All right, now we have an understanding. Don't let me catch you not liking and subscribing ever again. Are we clear? All right. Enjoy the rest of the video. My first order of business is to give my boys fancy new suits. As for the tank research, I would like to go for the AMX-38, but that's like way ahead of time. So instead, let's get better cars. Yeah, let's get better armored cars. Let's get better armored cars. Research for the air. Let's get a decent fighter that's not a biplane. And then for naval stuff, I don't know. I am overwhelmed by this because I understand basic Hoi 4 navies. I can make them work. This is too much. This is just a bunch of extra hulls and so much extra artillery and extra engines. And it's not just light gun, medium gun, heavy gun. No, it's heavy gun. 3 different calibers of heavy gun. Then different side grades of heavy guns and secondary guns and tertiary guns. And I don't know what to pick. I get extremely paralyzed looking at this and freeze. My brain just goes, nope, not doing this. Not doing this. So if this is your cup of tea, if you love the granularity, you're gonna enjoy this mod. I don't. I'm gonna keep it simple and upgrade what I have by getting better guns for them and do absolutely nothing else. We got a bunch of ships in queue, so I'm just gonna finish up the ones that are being built and then, I don't know, just churn out some basic bitch destroyers, maybe a couple of battleships, whatever we can. Realistically, we are lacking resources, and if you haven't played Black Ice, this is also new to you then. You have energy, which is a resource not, found in base Hoi 4. So we need to make sure we have enough power, which I can see here. We have to have enough power so we can build, produce, etc., etc. Have to figure that out. And we have refineries. So instead of just pulling up raw steel from the ground, we have coal, and we have iron, and we have bauxite, because people complained how I pronounced it last time. Bauxite. Using refineries, you can turn coal combined with iron in your refineries, and you turn them into steel. Now, this costs resources and power, so this is very much a matter of, can I afford this? Same for aluminum. You create aluminum by using refineries that use power as well as bauxite to create aluminum. On the whole, I think we're good like this, more or less. Yeah. And then we'll trade for a little bit of rubber with the British. I want to do the majority of my trading with people I know I'm not going to go to war with. Fuel. So fuel is not just used for running your army. It also has very important uses in the economy, simulated by this here. If you ever run out of fuel, you get massive penalties. You lose more stability. You lose all of your factory output. Everything just gets terrible. Same for food, which is also a new resource. In short, make sure your people are fed and they can drive their cars. To that end, I'm going to be trading heavily to buy fuel from the US, as well as, I want to fill out my fuel stockpiles as quickly as possible. I'm also going to buy food from the US, a lot of it, so I can quickly get my stockpiles filled. Oh great, the Matignon Agreement. So people get rights, and in exchange they don't burn the country down. Very French. Military organization, I'm mostly going to do off-screen, but I'm going to make a split between garrison divisions, the Infanterie de Forteresse, and basic infantry. We'll also use militia infantry for, militia duties in the colonies. And then we have a couple of other things. We have let's look at the templates because they're all awful. This is basic infantry. I can work with this, but I can't afford this. So we'll have to make changes to this in the future. Also, its organization is awful, just terrible. So we'll need to make changes here, but it's serviceable for now. This is the motorized version of it. Again, it's serviceable-ish, but super expensive. But we might use it in reserves. Then we have cavalry. I'm getting rid of that. These are like semi-motorized infantry. I don't want them. Colonial divisions, yeah, all of it's garbage. And then we have a couple of these Division Léger Mécanique. Africa, pretty terrible. Cavalry tank, light tanks, armored cars, like everything France has is genuinely bad. I need billions of gajillions of army experience to fix it. Oh, first event, I already lose political power. I don't even have any. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun experience. I'm being set up for failure from the start, and I don't know if I can fix it. So I'm gonna have to work on addressing that stagnant economy here through this economic branch, and at the same time, just trying not to get into a crisis, because we're going to be hit by crises. Oh, there, first crisis. No, it's not a crisis. We just fire our prime minister. How very French. It's been 26 days. There goes our first prime minister. You guys want to follow along how often we change prime ministers? Because that was one. Anyway, at least we'll have our fuel reserves filled up soon-ish, as well as our food stockpile. So even if the economy becomes crippled, because spoiler alert, it will become crippled, we can at least keep things chugging along more or less, but we will address the stagnant economy. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've played a couple of runs just to see kind of how everything ticks as France. I'm gonna get a crisis at the end of February, March, at the end of April, so I could do one more of these focuses and then maybe review military strategies, and that's it. And then I'm gonna have my first crisis. So the best pick I'm gonna get is decrease unemployment. Sounds good, becomes useless real quick. National Office of Agriculture, same deal. Same with the French National Railway Company. Because all of these give you slight economic boosts, but your economy turns off for the duration of the crisis. Tools modernization gives you research bonuses, and your research keeps ticking along, so at least I'll be able to use that. Now, I may be entirely wrong here. Don't take anything I do for granted, because I am a massive idiot when it comes to black ice. But I think what I want to do is just get every teeny tiny advantage I can, because holy crap, am I gonna need it. Start spying on the Germans. What is my game plan here? Do I want to remilitarize? If I say no, do I want to say no? I cannot afford to say no at this point, because I just can't, right? I can't. We'll play this historically, because I can't afford to say no. I just cannot. I'm too weak. What is the game plan going to be here? I need to guard the border with Italy. These are Alps, so it should be reasonably doable, I think. I need to guard the Maginot, which is going to be easy. I'm going to use these fortress divisions for it. They're really not amazing, by any means, but they do get pretty good defensive bonuses if they're in forts. Right? No, they don't. In that case, maybe I shouldn't actually be guarding these using the fortress divisions. Anyway, I'll leave a light-ish defense on the Maginot, because it is the Maginot. It has level 12 forts. It's not going to get breached anytime soon. And then the remainder of the army is either going to plug the gap in Belgium, stack up on that border, and then take over the defense of the Netherlands afterwards, or sit on some sort of extended Maginot that runs along the Belgian border, completely giving up the Low Countries. I don't see another way. Oh, and at the same time, I also need to leave reserves in place to deal with, the eventual Italian push into North Africa. I'm gonna need to build some of these power plants, again, somewhere really far away from the initial fighting, and then we can move into actual civilian construction. I'm thinking after this first run of civs, I'm going to be building mills straight away, sprinkle them in, and also thinking about my fort line. Most of these tiles are indefensible. You cannot realistically hold a plains tile unless you have massive superiority. Spoiler alert, we won't. But I might be able to defend places like Brussels, Antwerpen. I just realized I sit on a bunch of garbage that I might be able to sell. I got 1,000 of these FT-17s. Put them out on the market. I have a bunch of airplanes I won't be using. Just put them on the market. Surely someone's gonna buy these. Hey, there we go. The British are willing to buy. Okay, we are having buyers line up. So I'm not gonna take a focus, because at the end of this month, before this even fills up, we'll hit our first crisis. You're gonna love it. There we go. 1936 elections. The unions go on strike in the Frenchest way possible. Now we get to go for the Matignon Agreement. So, there we go. First crisis, the elections. Let's bypass that. Bada bing, bada boom. And now we get to choose. Do we go for a conservative government and literally beat the people into submission and go back to work? Or do we give them rights? Ugh, imagine giving a Frenchman rights. So, left side is the historical path. We form the Popular Front, get some societal reforms done, and pass the Matignon Agreements, where in exchange for economic penalties, we do get a stable-ish country. On the other hand, we can go with the conservatives and literally just beat people into submission. Well, the downside of the beating people is that it takes way longer to complete, so you'll be stuck in the crisis for longer, and it kind of just locks you into a death spiral when it comes to stability. You will never have positive stability. However, you can go down balanced rearmament. This just gives you factories. Reasonable. Whereas we go with the Matignon agreements, it's slightly quicker. Well, it's actually substantially quicker, but it does hurt you in that your economy suffers a little bit and you're locked into nationalizing. That leads to reckless rearmament. So if you ever want to go through here, for every single one of these focuses, you add a debuff back to the stagnant economy. So if at some point you finish the stagnant economy through the focus tree, you add it right back by trying to fix your economy and get your partial mobilization. In short, you either get stability and a shit economy, or you get a functional economy or no stability. We're just gonna do the Popular Front. Let's get it over with. Oh, another part of the crisis, your economy's like fucked. Strikes just turn off your consumer goods, so I have nothing. That's why I bought all that fuel and all that food, so I have enough in stockpile to survive the crisis. One more thing, this can no longer be clicked away, and I hate it. I think this is because the mod conflicts with the latest patch where they made that like a tiny pop-up in the right-hand corner, and now I can't make it go away on my own. Spain has done the thing, another pop-up I can't close. So there's nothing much I can do about that. I can't send volunteers, and I don't think I can send them any equipment either. Honestly, don't really have equipment anyway. I can only really support them through decisions that aren't visible yet. Why are they not visible? There we go. So I can send them volunteers. I lose manpower, get a little bit of army experience. Might as well give them some industrial support. So this is the only way I can get a tiny sliver of army experience going. This is 10 army experience for 25 command power. Ugh. Oh, the Matignon agreements are done. Our industry is going to turn back on. Alright, now we're doing the National Railway and the Office of Agriculture just so we can get rid of the stagnant economy. Fix the economy. Spain wants help. Historically, we did not help at all. I'm gonna do it because I am just cool like that. Not that it probably matters all that much. Yay, inflation, because the economy wasn't terrible enough already. So once we finish the stagnant economy, we get to tackle inflation, so we get to work our way through economic reforms. I never get to have anything, do I? No. Cool, that is stagnant economy gone. Let's quickly grab rearmament. That gives us early mobilization. That is like way better than not having early mobilization. I'm gonna go with this guy first. Weekly stability, more political power, and a little bit of extra pop. He seems nice enough, plus a little bit of party support. It's something, right? It's something. This might be a hot take, but I'm gonna go with the regulated press. So yeah, it's gonna slow down the rate at which I lose war support and give me a little bit of extra political power. Oh great, worse inflation. So now I also have inflation that I can't fix because I still have the stagnant economy. I just want to give you a slow clap right now because wow. Yeah, impressive design. You know, the longer I play France, the more I think that it feels like you're trying to climb out of a pit, out of a dirt hole, and every time you think you've found purchase and you have a firm hold, you fall back. As is tradition, I start a focus. There's a crisis! Now for democracy in Spain, and that's one more crisis done. Well, 60 army experience, not terrible. Start work on a bunker line along those pillbox defenses, but I'm not feeling it. You know, it's July of 38, I have another year, and well, if I'm honest, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know if we'll be able to do this in time. Well, let's move to protectionist economy, and we've got about a year, but I'm gonna move from reserve army to standing army. Well, let's buddy up with Britain, then probably fortification focus, Alpine forts, Italian betrayal, so that flank's locked down. Anticipate an attack through Belgium. Do I want the Benelux military accord, or do I want to extend the Maginot? I think I want to extend the Maginot. I'm pretty much locked into that, and of course I want to celebrate celebrate their new economy. I have so much to do, so little time. Yeah, there goes Czechoslovakia. Yeet, I guess. I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out. I need so much stuff. I just need so much stuff. I don't feel like I'm up to it. Oh, I just genuinely don't feel like I'm up to it. I'll start working on a little bit of war support. Stability's fine, but it's gonna tank the moment we go to war. Everything's just gonna get so much worse once we do go to war. I don't I don't feel like it. I've got one army of infantry that lacks most of its stuff. I got one army of infantry that has most of its stuff. I've got 7 motorized divisions that I'll keep as a mobile reserve, but I could convert, though I can't afford it. 6 units on the border with Italy that are not, these are not sufficient, so I'll need to buff that. And 2 tank divisions. Like, these barely count, I'd say, because they're just not that amazing, but they'll do. I think they'll do. I just don't know how much use 2 divisions gonna be. Big forts, I guess that'll help here. So I've managed to recruit some units at least. Got some mountaineers here. Got some infantry here. Teeny tiny forts and pillboxes. I guess we can potentially hold off the not Germans, the Italians. Will be good in Africa as well. I've managed to put token garrisons on all my ports. My navy is all bunched up in the Mediterranean, ready to strike force in the area, hopefully to fend off the Italians as much as that's possible. Go big battle fleet. Got a little fleet out here in the channel, and I got 60 subs out there as well. I'm actually just gonna cancel this and sit on it for a little bit. That war is gonna spark any second now. Yep. There we go. That's it. We are in. We're about as in as we're gonna get. Start another great war. Oh, this is it. This is the one. This is the big one. Okay, I have a few fighters. Let's get them up in the skies over my own territory. Mobilize the army immediately. Another great war. I have 3 more forts that still need building. Oh dear God, no. All right, I'll first mobilize the economy, get rid of stagnant economy. That unlocks most of my focus tree. Then I probably need to work on like uniting the people under my government. I need stability and whatnot. I got my first little doctrine in. It's better than nothing. Let's grab more though. That allows me to put more units on every army. Yeah, I'm woefully short on pretty much everything, so let's wait. I can add another piece of artillery to these, I think. No army experience. Great. I am just gonna get my little tanks ready, gonna get my army in position, and we will see what happens. Oh, for God's sake, you bastards. Everything's going fine. It was all, well, fine. It was all part of the plan. Well, insofar there was a plan, and now I get a new gun. Why? Leon, you're an idiot. Anyway, equipment deficit is pretty much gone, but we haven't actually started fighting, and my army hasn't actually done anything yet. So I have my line of pillboxes built, and I have 1 fort per province. I probably should have started building these fortifications much sooner. Yeah, there we go. Justification. Germany is justifying the general election. At least some success. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Oh, so they think we cheated. I don't want to boost the communists. I'm willing to give up 5% stability and some political power to keep them out. I'm not about that life. So yeah, the Maginot units should be able to hold their own relatively easily until they get like absolutely overwhelmed, which there we go. The German Reich has done it. This is the big maneuver. So they're gonna push through Luxembourg easily, and then Belgium probably easily as well. And then the road to my own defenses is wide open. Yeah, Belgium's just gonna go. there's no saving Belgium. That is simply not happening. There go the Dutch, and I think they've arrived at our front, but first bubble I see is green. Question is, for how long? Because the red air hasn't really popped up yet. But for now, first bubbles I see are green. They can pierce my armor. Yeah, I'm genuinely afraid that my prep here isn't gonna pay off. Oh, for God's sake, another president? Or, no, not president, prime minister. Alright, so I lose Renault, and I get Philippe Pétain. I mean, he's got some good stuff to him, but no, that's not even Pétain. That's someone else. At this point, it would also have been nice if, the UK would commit to my defense, because all they're doing is running away. Like, they're routing all their troops out, and they're leaving. They're just doing nothing. Well, at least the bubbles are green. I'm gonna need to put the speed to, like, speed 2 and literally just sit here, shuffling units between front lines for as long as I can. This is peak gameplay, boys. Peak gameplay. Yeah, Italy is in, so they're gonna assault the Alpine line here, but I don't think they have the strength to just bust on through. Same here. I should be able to keep them off Corsica, and I'll let them walk into Tunisia and then die in the desert. I really don't care about anything else. I am a little worried about naval power, though. In theory, my fleet should be able to screen out Italian nonsense. I've lost the air war, and I've lost, or pretty much lost, Nord-Pas-de-Calais. Let's blow that up, reposition the fleet. Whew, if I can just stop them in the north, I'll be happy. The Italians haven't achieved anything. Now, if I had the luxury of knowing what the hell I was doing, and the luxury of an army, I could have naval invaded Italy and killed them off. They're, even with expert AI, pretty easy to capitulate, but I am very much tied down currently. I hope Britain continues to support us in the air. I mean, might be able to fend off the worst of the Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffles must be held back. Like, these are very red bubbles, very scary looking, but they're not as bad as you think. I'm also going to redeploy some motorized just to plug a couple of the gaps, because even with the massive forts, we are taking some hits there. As long as I can fend off the worst of the cast damage, we can theoretically do something. Oh, damn. There's just way more Germans here than I had assumed. Oh, dear. I think we're outnumbered 2-1. I don't have enough units to consistently hold this. Oh, I'm going to get overwhelmed. How are the Italians? Still not a real threat. Maybe I have misunderestimated the enemy. We were holding northern France air zone fairly well with UK support and French planes, but as is tradition, the glorious United Kingdom has decided to leave the continent. Could you just give me a break? So they pulled all their military out. Yeah, they're rerouting these last few boys, and then just completely diverted the air away. Now, my boys are fighting hard on their own with limited to no air support, all because the British decided that Europe wasn't worth fighting for. France holds. I'm holding longer than historical already. Give me aid, Britain. I need your armies. Italy's not doing anything in the Alps, so the forts there combined with the units in place mean Italy hasn't really done anything here. I might actually venture some sort of counterattack once I get a couple of extra mountaineers in, see if I can't put some pressure on the Italians there. As for Africa, yeah, they're not really pushing hard here either. I can probably hold them at this line. I should not expect too much trouble in Tunisia. It's just Germany. It's just Germany in northern France that I have to worry about. I need more men. I've also started a counterattack against the Italians, so I'm going to try and encircle a couple of divisions, destroy them, see if I can push to Tripoli. Honestly, if I could do that, that would be amazing. And the German advance is running out of steam. Now, I don't have that many reserves, but as long as I have a couple of units to cycle in and out, I can keep this going almost indefinitely. Oh, this is the big one. This is the British... No, wait. The French Navy against the Italian Navy. Not sure how that's going to go. Oh, no. I'm going to end up getting shredded. This did not... Yeah, it ended up favorable for us because we just... Yeah, that was not the glorious naval battle I had hoped for. Let's just focus on the land battle, because this is the one that's going to decide everything. So far, so good, actually. This is going much better than... Yeah, well, don't look at this too much, but this is going much better than anticipated, but it's a high workload situation. I'm being forced to use the maximum brain power, and I'm not certain for how much longer I can keep it. Uh-oh. The Italian Navy has caught one of my repair fleets with its pants down. Two of my repair fleets with its pants down. Crap. I'm gonna lose my aircraft carrier and probably one of my battle cruisers. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure how much longer I can keep this up, because it's getting dangerous in some places. Every now and then, like, a bubble goes to almost zero and I almost lose. So I'm gonna start planning for the future. So I'm going to set up a line of pillbox defenses a little bit further south of Le Havre, the other river. I'm going to try and include Paris itself. It's divided into 2 tiles here. So you got Paris and then Versailles. And I'm going to try to hold Paris itself, because obviously I am. Then I'll sit on just this line here from the coast above Caen, along that river, include Paris, and then along this river here, linking up to the Maginot. The Maginot's still super solid. Like, these battles just go on forever because they have like no attack value at all. I also have a massive and somewhat new problem. I didn't notice this until I reloaded the game. My convoys are gone, and so is my supply. My logistics, I should say. They've happily bombed my trains into oblivion. For some reason, my hundreds of convoys are gone. I also appear to have lost access to all of my... What? I've lost access to a ton of my resources, and I don't... all of my resources are overseas, and because I don't have convoys, I can't technically get the stuff out. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. Just because Italy managed to sink my convoys, I'm now fucked. Well, hot damn, I got 300 convoys back, so I've no idea what that... Maybe it was a lend-lease that I was waiting for? I'm not sure. I don't remember asking for anything other than a couple of planes and, well, convoys. So for some reason, my whole economy fell on its ass for a couple of days, and I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. Well, at least we're getting our stuff back, because suddenly I have access to the full resources of my empire now, which is certainly nice. I need to pull these armored units out of the fight, but these are my members. These are the elite of the elite, the supporters of this channel. I try to name as many people after channel members as possible, doing it manually for now. So the armor is named after channel members, as well as the motorized divisions. These have been plugging gaps and fighting and doing gloriously for this entire campaign, but they're costing me. Better late than never. I can get static warfare now as well. More entrenchment. So we've got at least these spirits filled out. We start looking towards an actual military high command. God, this is getting so tight. I'm gonna have to use more last stand trickery to keep this up. At least the Italians are incompetent as ever. They've pretty much done nothing this entire game. Germany's already lost almost 500,000 men to my defense. Even if we were to lose today, Germany doesn't have the strength it would need to successfully complete Barbarossa. We've held out for several months longer than we should have. Even if we were to lose now, if I could play the game from that point forward, the Soviets would win it for us. December 1940, France still stands, and the UK's done nothing. They're still just dicking around in North Africa. No naval invasions, no major counterattacks. They have mopped up Italian East Africa, but that's it. They've done nothing else. Fortunately, though, when we shake up the senior staff, that's going to be victors of the Great War, so this penalty all gone. My army will be functioning at full capacity. I can start hiring competent generals. The economy's still shit, though, so every time I go down the reckless rearmament, even though it says it only adds 1 level per focus, it actually adds 2 levels per focus. So you get locked into this stagnant economy thing for about 100 days, which takes 50 political power each to clean up. So 50 days times 2 plus 50 political power times 2. So 100 days and 100 political power. Every time I do one of these, I have to do one more to get the partial mobilization. And then, only then, can I do the war effort law. This is turning into something more expensive than it needs to be. I was too late in getting a unit into this tile, and the line has cracked. So that's a land fort and a pillbox defense gone. Fortunately, just no additional tiles that need defending, but it puts additional pressure on Amiens. I'm not sure if I can get proper sufficient units into Amiens to make sure that I hold it, because everything here has been shot to pieces, and Compiègne itself does not have sufficient defenses. The second defensive line isn't ready yet. I'm so mad at the UK. Not a single thing contributed to the defense of France. It's 1941, April. 300,000 French casualties. 1 million German casualties, of which 940,000 are inflicted by France. And Britain still thinks it's a good idea to consider, well, to just get their shit pushed in and Egypt. That's all Britain's done. Oh my god, it happened. The UK woke up and committed 2,000 fighters to northern France. Oh my god, that took you long enough. Alright, get my own air force back out there to see if we can stem the tide now. Now the full pressure of the German defense is on Amiens. This is our new Verdun. It shall not fall here and no step further. I think they're sending troops over as well. It looks like maybe some sort of trigger passed because I'm suddenly seeing troops moving. Oh, and yeah, Iraq decided to declare war despite having no army. Well, we've worked our way through most of the tree. I'll get Ville Blanche, get me some hydroelectricity because energy be suffering. To add insult to injury, after all this suffering, the game broke. I got the event mutinies, and you know, the game thinks you're not doing anything, so we're gonna make the mutinies worse. Yeah, mutinies are not great. No, they're crushing me right now. You know what? I get to pay political power to then get the event again because I accidentally hit escape as it popped up just the second that it popped up. Or I'll pay the political power. I'll get the event again. I think we've reached the breaking point of where my army can still fight. I've lost another tile, but this one doesn't just open up one position. It opens up 1, 2, 3, 4 additional tiles, stretching the line even further, and there's no end in sight. The tide is no longer stemmable. I'm holding the Alps. I have already lost Corsica because, of course, I've lost Corsica. They managed to push across when I was too busy micromanaging the north. Africa holds, but it's all crumbling down now. That means I'm going to probably, not Normandy, but I'm going to lose Picardy. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, that's 9 mils. A bunch of manpower. Oh yeah, thanks for the length. No, they just want to buy my obsolete bombers. They're not even sending me additional. Yeah, this is it. The lines being breached all over the place. I can't stop this. As much as I'd like to reposition and counterattack and make all sorts of maneuvers, it's just not in the cards. I don't have the units for it. There's just too many Germans. There's too many damn Germans here. I'm gonna try a massive redeployment to see if anything can be done. We'll give it our best shot. Yeah, this is over. This defensive line itself cannot hold. Cool, I lost protected by the Maginot because I no longer control the Maginot. I can't even hold this position anymore. It's sad how quickly that collapse came. We lost this tile and then we lost a second tile and it all came crumbling down simply because of how the tiles are laid out. It just overstretched my line to the point where I could no longer shuffle. Oh, there it comes. Capitulation 97%. Well, Britain, thanks for nothing. There it is. September 30th, 1941. Capitulation of the French Republic and defeat. There's nothing to say. We lost. It was hard fought. It was brutal. I feel this was unfairly pushed on us by the game. We were betrayed by the British, abandoned by the Americans. We stood against fascism in Europe on our own and we did our best. 700,000 Frenchmen gave their lives and we took 1.4 million Germans with us and some Italians. Let me know if you want to see me play on as Free France or not, because I will not collaborate with the Germans. We will play as, if we play at all, as Free France. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me lose, and I hope you guys will enjoy this next video as well. See ya.